1. Flu without a high temperature does not happen. The hallmark of influenza is a fever of 38.5–39.0 degrees centigrade in the first hours of the disease. If you don't, most likely it is an infection caused by a different virus. 2. The flu is no common cold. In the first days of the disease, often stuffy nose, which is associated with intoxication and swelling of the infected tissues, but the cold does not happen. Only 3 to 4 days you may receive a classic runny nose. The cause is not a virus, but bacteria that took advantage of the temporary weakening of your immune system. 3. During sneezing and coughing, particles of saliva with the virus of flu fly at the speed of 16 km/h. The myth that the infection spreads faster, 180 km/h, it has not been scientifically confirmed. The results were published in the journal PLOS ONE. 4. The flu virus is not afraid of frost. When the temperature is near zero, the virus persists up to a month. That is why the incidence peaks at the thaw. But ordinary soap kills the virus, have the same effect on the flu virus, and the drying temperature above 70 C5. Getting paid with paper bills or taking money from a plastic card, you can get sick with the flu. Scientists have found that banknotes are a great breeding ground for infection. The flu virus remains on them up to 2 weeks. So money in some countries, printed on paper with antiseptic properties. In Japan, the money should be washed at 200 degrees in a special washing machine. 6. Best flu remedies for baby mums. Milk. If a nursing woman has the flu, impossible to wean baby from the breast. The antibodies from breast milk transferred to the baby during feeding. So the baby is not infected with influenza during feeding. 7. Pills from temperatures help the flu spread throughout the body. After all, normal or slightly elevated body temperature, it is a paradise for the virus. When a satisfactory state of health to take antibiotics for adults is recommended only at temperatures above 39 C. Children is 38.5 degrees C8. Aspirin. Flu may cause death, especially children. The combination of viral infection and acetylsalicylic acid included in aspirin and several other drugs may develop severe condition. Ray's syndrome. 9. The best incubator for bacteriological weapons. Home pig. This animal is sick like swine and avian flu, and all kinds of human flu. Several different viruses, once in this incubator, can exchange characteristics to mutate. In the end, the bird flu can become infectious when transferred from person to person. 10. Flu epidemic predicts the internet. In recent years, the internet is so firmly entrenched in everyday life that biologists began to predict the coming flu epidemic and the speed of its spread in the world by number of queries about influenza from internet users. 11. Treat the flu as meaningless. The disease is not dangerous and will pass by itself. Flu can be fatal, especially in young children and the elderly. In addition, the disease can leave behind a variety of complications. Most often, the flu would be devastating for the cardiovascular system, reducing a few years' life expectancy. Ironic statement: without treatment, the flu lasts a week, and with treatment 7 days, contains a grain of truth. But not in the case if treatment is started in time. Early treatment will not only reduce the time of illness, but will also reduce the likelihood of complications. 12. Is it possible to treat the flu with antibiotics? Antibiotics work only on bacteria. Viruses are nothing to do with the bacteria. Have not, therefore, be treated with antibiotics. Viral diseases, including influenza, is useless. Sometimes the background of a weakened immune system to viral infection can join a secondary bacterial infection. And only in this situation the doctor, and a doctor, may prescribe a course of antibiotics. 13. In order not to fall ill with influenza, it is sufficient to take the vitamins and eat more onions, garlic, cabbage and lemons. Vitamin prevention is tonic in nature, and directly on the virus does not operate. The optimal solution would be a comprehensive prevention, which involves hardening, immune-stimulating medications, vaccinations and, of course, 14. The flu shot does not give an absolute guarantee. The risk of contracting influenza after vaccination remains but is significantly reduced. On average, the vaccine provides protection by 80 to 90%. 15. Can the flu vaccination cause disease? No, the vaccine does not cause typical disease. In the process of vaccination, injected into the body or weakened virus or a part thereof. The virus contained in the vaccine cannot cause disease, but can stimulate the body to develop antibodies. So when the body gets wild virus, you don't need time to develop the antibodies they already have. After vaccination, antibodies bind with the virus, and thus prevent infection of cells and replication of the virus. due to this disease is prevented before it starts. Modern vaccines are very easy, and after inoculation, no symptoms of the disease. Only some people can see the redness at the injection site or slight fever. This is perhaps the most unpleasant consequences of the introduction of the vaccine. 16. Influenza viruses constantly mute. Is it impossible to predict which of there will be in the fashion and create a vaccine protecting exactly from it? The World Health Organization is constantly investigating the movement of viruses around the world and, based on these studies, provides suggestions to vaccine developers. Even if the prognosis has not been fully justified, the vaccine still works, since most influenza viruses have common antibodies. 17. After the epidemic, beginning to vaccine late? The optimal time for vaccination against influenza is the autumn period from September to November. It is best to get vaccinated 2 to 3 weeks before the start of the proposed epidemic. If for some reason the vaccination was not carried out on time, then it can be done after the outbreak, and only vaccines with non-living viruses can be used. However, if the vaccine was given when the person was already infected with the influenza virus, but the clinical manifestations have not yet begun, then vaccination may be ineffective.